Peace.
Let's get the thing going, man. You know, this is the day of the children, but we still hold a cycle, regardless of the day of the children. Now, we know that the children ain't going nowhere, but we get ready to set up over there. You know, when we go into today's mathematics, like today's mathematics, wisdom builds or destroyed. Today's degree was what was doubtful first rule of regulation, and through laws being enforced while manufacturing the devil. But you see, all of us that's over here know that history. But now it's time to ask yourself this question. What was your first rules and regulations and through laws being enforced while you are manifesting yourself in this nation? This is not a once a day out of a month that you be gone. This is 30 days, 360 days, all year round being gone. When you start teaching the truth and manifesting the truth, you're manifesting the truth to those that don't know. When we come to the parliament, to express our daily activity, what we've been doing all through the month. That's what it's based on. You know, a lot of times we just come together and we want to just socialize. Ain't nothing wrong with socializing. But socializing comes after we get done getting the job done. That's what it's about. So when I call this cipher, so that the rally can officially be open like it's supposed to. And whatever community you from, whatever borough you from, whatever part of the country you from, y'all need to get out here and make knowledge born so that the rest of us know what's going on throughout this nation, within the 5 boroughs and throughout the country. Say, I decide I want to take a trip to Virginia. And I know that there's guards out there, but when I get there, I can't locate them. Why? Because nobody made knowledge on where you at. You just said Virginia. Virginia's a big what? State. So you could be anywhere in Virginia. I go out there and get lost. Now I gotta go over there, man, who I can get a hold of out here so I can make contact. When you should be making knowledge born so that we all know, and then we can exchange numbers so that when we take these trips abroad, we know how to contact our stuff. That's what this nation is about. This nation is about networking between one another, between this state and the next state and the next state with the next state. That's how we know our family. You know, years ago, we used to use a saying, the birth of a nation within a nation, meaning that the 5% nation is a nation that was birthed within inside of the United States of America, what they call the United Nations. We are the greatest nation that is existing in this day and time. That means we have to learn how to apply ourselves with each other in all 52 states. So, if y'all got some knowledge, make knowledge born. Whoever's standing in this cipher will pick it up, and it'll get broadcast. Peace. Come on now, I know we do better than this. I know we can do better than this. That's why we come together. That's just the reason why we come together. You know, even if you gotta look at the man next to you. See? And it's 2:45. So, whatever you got to say it now. Because if I got something to say, I'm not going to be on my brother's back to say. I'm going to say it so everybody can hear. You make now born, that's the way it's supposed to be. This way don't be no animosity amongst us. Everything's real. So the floor is open, whatever you're doing, make now born so that we might be able to add on.
I ain't doing much. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
My name is Supreme Alon. I'm from Brownsville. Actually, this is my first time building in this park. But I'm just coming to tell you what today's mathematics is. Wisdom build. On being born knowledge cycle. On being born in knowledge. Knowledge born equality. Equality born wisdom. Wisdom born itself. That's all I care. I ain't doing too much in community right now. But I do a lot of networking with a lot of brothers out of different communities. And keeping, the function going on, with my circumference and my baby. I'm a big part of this nation. I'm here, and, I'm here. I'm helping Elder God. I'm here to help all the Elder God. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
I'm putting everybody on blast.
Peace.
Peace.
By the name of Black Female Law, National Representative, Chairman of the Board of Savings Island. And I'd like to say peace to everybody, and Al Jamal, Divine, and everybody else. Savings Island Parliament is the first Sunday of the month, 478 Jersey Street. We're going to start classes there soon. Just trying to find some brothers to come add on. There's a lot of brothers and sisters on Savings Island, but we get more support from Medina, Elon, and Mecca than we get in our own neighborhood.
Now, where's Jersey Street? From out of state.
Well, it's right near the ferry. Just take the 52 and take it straight there. Call my phone. I'll come get you first.
All right.
That's what we do. But our goal is to get more support from our brothers and sisters from the Savings Island. That's basically it. Starting next week, we opening up the school again. We got to renew our lease and more things to come. Peace to God.
Peace.
Peace, God.
Peace.
I don't do a lot of talk. I just do what I gotta do, God.
There you go.
Today we're here for the children and peace, God, and that's what it's about. The God, Elevation, his son came back from China. Yeah. A great thing. And, one of the things that he told me just now was that we noticed how the more darker children were getting more attention from the people from China than the lighter children. So automatically came in my mind that they know who the black man is. And I had my young God pay attention to this because I want him to understand this. Everybody knows who we are except for us. And real rap, even some of us in this nation, a lot of brothers do that. I just said I do not do what I gotta do. But they say they that, but they don't put the work. It's not a label for being God. You know what I mean? It's only hard as you make it, but it requires some kind of work that you gotta put in. You can tell me everything. I done heard it all. I've been around a little while. I heard it all. Just do it. That's it. With that being said, we're ready for the baby. Baby, show the blood. And that's it. Right? Peace. Peace.
Peace, family. Peace. All the vibe from Medina.
Right.
Peace. Children's Day. I was just talking about today. Children. We got to think about the children.
Yes.
Peace be upon Brother Dumas. He always said it. The babies are the ones this is the backbone of the nation.
Yes, indeed.
The babies. Dumas always said that to me. Babies, God. This is their day and everything is their day.
Yes, sir.
This particular day is their day. Here on this earth right here today. Children's Day in 2013. Peace.
Peace.
Hey,
Peace.
yo, rally over here, God. We trying to get this started.
Hey!
Today's mathematics is wisdom built or destroyed. My lesson today tell me what were laws, rules, and regulations, include laws and laws while born in God. Allah's first rule was to seek that he snatched up the young. Not the old, he went to the young. So that was the rule that he had to abide by. Then he gave regulations. That was the mathematics. To regulate our daily life every day. Alright? That's our regulation of mathematics. Then he gave laws. The law is for those who are civilized to teach those who are uncivilized, but to concentrate on who? Young. The babies are the best part. They here to reconstruct that which we done messed up before they got here. And we done messed up a lot. All of us can sit back and think of all the money that we invested in other things because our mind wasn't on what? Over the land. Building things and construction. Many of some of us are working that all the way. Right? That's one of our, never say down, but one of our stumbling blocks. Right? We a baby nation. The law started with the young. The dog was around 15 years old. The law came at the age of 36 and started teaching. At the age of 41, they thought they took it from them. They assassinated the body. But Allah gave us his mind. He said, you're not Muslims, God. Earth. He taught us we were the kings and queens of the universe, not just the planet Earth, but the universe. The earth belongs to the original man. We understand the lessons that the Muslims had for 40 years before we got them. But we broke them down. But that wasn't their lesson. That's not their knowledge. Last Quran came here to bring knowledge to who? Black man, the wilderness of North America. He didn't bring it to no Muslims. Quran didn't teach about no Muslims. Quran taught the black man was God. He taught several people. Father, God, maybe they divine went one way. Papa Jones was another way. Sweet Daddy Grace went another way. And Elijah Poole went his way. Elijah Poole changed his name to Elijah Muhammad. And he started what's known today as the Black Muslim. But when Elijah died, that whole nation broke it. Every single one of them fell victim to his sucker son, Wallace D. He took them backwards, bringing that Sunni Islam. That was not what Elijah Muhammad taught. Elijah Muhammad taught them to pray, stand up. Don't get on your face and on the ground to pray. But he still had them praying. To who? A half-original man, who he said was Allah in the person of a half-original man. But the lesson said that the original black man is God. The lesson said the Holy Quran was written by the original man who is what? Allah. That the Father is here to teach of the Almighty true and living God, the Son of Man, the premium black man from Asia, whose proper name is what? Allah. How many of y'all seen that movie, The Matrix? All of them had knowledge of themselves, didn't they? They all knew what was taking place. But they were waiting for what? The one. They was waiting for the one, but they could not be successful without the one. When the one came, what he did? He went in them devils from inside out and blew them up. Right? All of them had knowledge before the Father. Elijah Muhammad, Sweet Daddy Grace, Prophet Jones, all of them. had knowledge, the same knowledge Quran taught. They had it. Nobody through Ali had it. But Allah was the one. Allah was the one because one means what first. And the first to get in your alphabet is what Allah. You can't tell me about no Allah. They created some of the stars, all that nonsense, that mythical garbage they teach you religion. I ain't know no Allah. I searched my history and I can find no Allah that existed before the Father made himself manifest and chose that name, Allah, to do it. So he was Allah. He was the one that was predicted thousands of years ago to be the one. He taught the babies was what? God, not Muslim. God and earth. He really taught us. They assassinated him, or so they thought. But Allah gave himself to us. He told us not to be like him, but be greater. Imagine that. To be greater than Allah. When Allah, the Supreme Being, tells you, be greater than me, what is that telling you? So you can be greater than the Supreme Being yourself. The knowledge is infinite. Elevation is infinite. Once you start, there's no stopping it. But we was a baby nation back then. When they took the Father from us physically, we were babies. We was a nation of babies. Young God. I got knowledge of myself immediately after Allah was assassinated. I never met him physically. That always bugged me until I told Sham God that, bulletproof. He said, Father, I forget that. He said, a lot of niggas that walk with him is dead. He said, those that know Allah in mind know him best. He said, and you know him in mind. So I know what Allah taught when I was there or not. Why? Because I'm here. And I'm teaching it. I'm teaching what he made manifest. I might not be teaching as great as him, but I'm teaching to the best of my ability and Fakim Allah. My name was Falls around for 40 years. But I changed it. Why you changed the name, God? Because things change. Everybody changed. I grew with my knowledge. I wasn't going to stay the same. I done things as far as divine Allah that Fakim Allah would have smacked me in the mouth if he was there. He saw me doing what I had done. There are people that I have hurt, rightfully so, but they deserve it. But if Fakim Allah, I'd look at it differently. I'd realize that I am pro-black. I don't care if you're a junkie, a dope fiend, or a hooker. You're still my people. You're still my brother. And I'm going to love you regardless of the situation you're in. I might not like what you do, and I might never approve of your behavior, but I still got to love you. How in heaven are we going to teach the 85% that we don't love them? And you got to love them. Crackheads, dope fiends, hookies, you got to love them all, because they are people. The fact that they are alive shows and proves the reality of God. The devil has tried everything in his power to bring us down and murder us and annihilate us as a race of people. The abomination of slavery cannot even be understood by the present modern day man. We cannot even conceive of what the slaves went through. It's unbelievable. But they survived it. They survived it. How? I don't know. I wasn't there. But we here to prove that they survived it. That alone proves the black man God. You might be a crackhead, but you're alive. You might be a dope, but you're still here. You might have once got high, but you're not getting high now. What's that proof? The black man is truly God. But we take it one step beyond being God. The man is God, but we are Allah. My name is Fakim Allah. We carry on the name of our Father. We manifest the culture he gave us when he gave us mathematics. He didn't give us no organized religion like the Jehovah's Witnesses, Muslims, they got their bars and all these. You know, they still organized. They just walk right into it. We came with what? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, power, quality, God, real destroy, and we're born a cycle. We were one cycle. And that's how we started. When that one cycle went from 11 to 19, they ended up with two cycles. And we keep on going. We started off in Manhattan, Memphis. West of Medina, Elon, turned the desert into the oasis. We went to Staten Island and changed the Savior's Island. Now the guards are all over the United States. I can attest to that.
All over.
Not only when I read the book of knowledge itself, which is an article comprised of different articles that different brothers and sisters in different parts of the United States wrote. But when I read this one, I said, this sounds like all mathematics. Every time I used to read it, book of the Bible, you know, the other wrote, but I don't read what they were saying. And they were from all over the United States. Why are all the guards around like they used to be? Why the hell you think? How you think we had all these different states? Guards had to leave New York to travel abroad. And now we are everywhere. Now we no longer have university rallies. Now we got rallies in North Carolina, Rebecca, all over the United States. Young guards just came back from where? China. He was overseas learning and teaching. Right? We are over, God. God's coming to rally from Canada, Japan. So we are over. Show that we are what? Multiplying. So never let nobody tell you, oh man, I don't see God as much as I used to. Or like how the rally. Man, we had a big rally. We had this big right here, we said, many shall come, but few shall be chosen. Well, welcome to the few. Welcome to the few. The ones who chose their what? Selves. We here, and we teach. I got a law school, I'm an instructor at a law school in Medina, on Livonia Avenue. Brother Gaston of Washington. 18 on Livonia Avenue. I'm in charge of the mail. I'm writing brothers locked up in every state. Nebraska, Arkansas, Washington State, Oregon, Texas, Louisiana, all over. Some brothers never even heard of us. They just got a book. And the book had our address. I want to learn about this. I'm talking about old brothers right now. Even devils join the school. And what I can tell devils that been in touch with the gods. The gods gave them the address to the school. Right, me, God, how do you teach the devil? How do you teach the devil? After God, the truth, knowing what truth. You teach him the same way you teach anybody else. But you teach him who he is. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny the fact that you are what you are. You can't deny the history of the Caucasian race. They're the only race on the planet that has not been at peace with any other nation. Everywhere they went, I'm talking about all of them. Portuguese, Spanish, British, French, Dutch. No matter where they traveled, they caused death and destruction. They enslaved our people, knocked their lives off their land. That includes them damn Arabs. All that land they got ain't there. They assimilated most of the original people. by little. It's like they do it in our neighborhood. How many grocery stores they on that damn area? They come and assimilate. You got black, brown, yellow, white, half original, and you got what? Made yellow. Not natural yellow, they were made yellow. They were made to look just like the yellow sea, but they not. You can tell because they have no love for us. You can tell the way they treat us in our own community. They get rich from our money. And how they treat y'all in the neighborhood. How they treat their sisters in our neighborhood. You see they have no love for us. The devil God has been given the power to rule the world. They own Africa. People don't like using that term Africa.
Akibalon.
That's the motherland. That's where all civilization started. Right there. That's ours. Just because you was stolen from there years ago and brought here slaves, don't make it no less yours. Them people that's still over there don't have it. Africa is no longer different countries in one continent. Now it's different corporations in one continent. They gave Mandela the what? The presidency. They didn't give him the gold mine, the silver mine, the diamond mine. They didn't give none of that up. And is it a coincidence that right after Mandela became president, that South Africa ended up with the highest AIDS infestation there was on the planet? They control disease. They are the controllers of disease. The Center for Disease Control, that's the Center for Disease Nature. The Center for Disease Control. They want to control disease. They created AIDS. They spread it through Africa through the smallpox vaccine. They spread it through New York and San Francisco through the hepatitis B vaccine. AIDS was a drug. Niggas was sniffing it. And then they was catching AIDS just for sniffing it. And you was a hemophiliac and had your transfusion, you caught it. Because the doping and gave you blood to get money for a hit. They control all this. The devil has been given the power to rule it, and he rules it. We can't walk down the street without getting stopped and frisked. In a black neighborhood, two little white boys saying, get up against the wall. Come on, man. You ever see that movie, Join the Dead? Once the dead wake up, it's over. You can't beat them. You're talking about the dead. Now they waking up. And the whole planet is doomed. Why? We the dead. That's what happens when we wake up. When we wake up, it's over. They try to make it look like us, but it's not us. We waking up again. I don't know if we could do that when they allow wisdom to build and destroy. We got to teach. And we got to teach without fear. We got to be able to go around the blood, Crips, Latin Kings, Yetas, make knowledge what? Born. You got to give your life to do it, so be it. And I hold fast to the fact that you take a stroke. It had nothing to do with my life. It will have nothing to do with other people. So I teach each and every day, each and every way. I'm going to throw food.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Peace.
Oh, my God.
Get back.
peace out.
See, you still know what I taught you, man. Yo, why? Go to school. Hey.
Peace.
And if you gain justice. Star month. It was my birthday month. almost bad news to going to y'all. I don't know what's going on with my foundation and method, but the law school it began to look raggedy, man. But it comes all the way from Philadelphia and fish the rooftop, and they did it in 3 days, and they gone. Now they dump all the wood and target the back of the school. I ain't see no dump yet, and they going on 3 feet. So the guard you trying to tell me don't stop nothing. They is sick, they coming with the dump you. I ain't ready for no mystery guard to come with a dungeon. I'm about ready to move that joint myself. I ain't asking for nobody to pay me, but I'm the original man. I build without money. I get my school looking proper the way it's supposed to look. Supposed to look refined. I can't see it. That is me breaking. It's 3 weeks, y'all. I don't give it. I don't see no dun-dun song. Taking out that stuff by myself and clean up the back of my school. Pull it back the way it was. You hear me, God? But that's the only way it's going to be done. I got to be justice. I'm going to do the right exact thing as justice. Hey, God, it's a nice day to be here. I give it before month before my birthday function. You know what? Back of the school going to be free. That's my word. Peace, God.
Peace.
Peace to the God.
Peace. God building, God. Peace, God. Peace, God.
Peace, God. Peace to the God.
Peace.
Divine name of Lord Sharif Allah. Peace, God. Today's mathematics, the wisdom bill, all being born in knowledge cipher, which is justice. Universal justice is your reward or penalty according to your actions or deeds. Knowledge cipher, born knowledge. Knowledge is the foundation, the original, the first. Law. Is the original man. We must understand that the original man is the creator. And his creation, his manifestation of that creation exists everywhere. Our lessons tell us that Allah is God, always has been, always will be. He is seen and heard everywhere. He is the all-our-seeing. Therefore, his manifestation, his power exists everywhere. And I'm thinking about our earth, our planet Earth, our black woman, our children, our seed. His manifestation, his power is seen in all of us. Everything. God. I just want to make it on also, God, that I had knowledge of self since knowledge born God's culture. But I went astray for a number of years. I was inactive. I wasn't representing the 5% nation for a number of years. But I came back home. I never embraced no other religion, no other way of life. But I was not represented. I came back home a few years ago. So I just wanted to make that year born. I've been coming to the parliament. I always knew my 120. Right? Power, equality, Allah see everything. And proper education always corrects errors. Say peace.
Peace. Peace.
Everlasting life, great God Allah. My enlightenment is firstborn where I seen from down here. You can just imagine what that would make me. I joke on the Universal Fund. Would that make me the first grand? Born. Because I was there in the beginning. Today's mathematics, wisdom, building scores, we're going to what? Knowledge, jazz, psychics. Knowledge and understanding is synonymous whether we know it or not, because you can't say you got the knowledge and no understanding and vice versa. So when you come from the plane of wisdom on a build and destroy level, we ain't even have to deal with that science about what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, because if there's no balance in your family life, then you can forget about that book of life you carry, because that's dead weight, both of y'all, because if it's useless, we talk about laws seen and heard everywhere. This is supposed to be parliament. I hear a lot of guards talking in the park, but if a law is seen and heard everywhere, you ain't got nothing to say while you're talking. You get confused me. I don't know who a law is now. So when the guards is up here building, trying to establish their foundation, seeing that this is what it's all born through, that now to add that cipher, our cipher, your cipher, got to be complete. We can't have no corrupt ciphers. Wherever you at, we represent something. After these parliaments, word is wrong. I see so much imbalance and I ain't come here to point the finger. We got to straighten this out for real. They just got wisdom cipher out of me in the belly of the beast. I said my light is first on rise, see from down here. I'm that example that Allah lives. We all done had our downfall and all that, whatever we did in our time. But when you straighten it up, when you got it together, and they said power and refinement, if you ain't reflecting no refinement, then you obviously reflecting godliness. You have no place amongst people that's trying to uplift. Most of the ones that's mentally dead. And we acting just as worse sometimes with our activities afterwards. I'm not happy about it. I'm surprised. Most of the brothers get down here, I've been down here all my life. Don't know a lot of it. You know why? Like I said, laws seen her everywhere. I go to a bus stop building. They quit to want to talk about something that can't help me, help them, help us. So when we come together like this, we talk about our universal cycle. I know when I used to come to park, you can hear us all the way down there. Now we come to park just to see. But we here, we talk about everything else, but about self. They can tell us why the stars shine and reflect from the moon, all this, that, third, other, the level, how they decide with Yaku, put the explosion in blow, why you and your family ain't right and exact. Why things is blown up in the home, deal with those explosions. A lot of us don't even know Yaku is just a mentality. When they manifest that side, they was talking about that which existed in you, where you brought that into the reality. It's such an ugly sight. You wonder why. It ain't that you didn't have the power to put it back. Why should you when that wasn't you to begin with? It's why they the foundation. Now it's your cycle. Because every time you see God, my cycle gonna be complete because I cleaned up a whole lot. It was a beautiful thing. Peace.
Peace.
My name is Umar and I'm from Mecca. You know, my problem is this. You got a lot of brothers returning from outside the cycle